Welcome back to yet another edition of Dining at Disney podcast. Aljon here alongside Kristen. Kristen, you have an awesome travel deal where people can save $400 a night at a Disney stay. So why don't you tell them all the deets?
Yes, on a 4-night, 4-day Walt Disney World room and ticket package at select Disney Resort hotels, you can save up to $400. And this is going to be most nights now through December 25th. So you're going to have much longer this year to enjoy it. But it does go into 2023. And January 2nd through February 28th, it's going to be most Sunday through Thursday nights. And then most nights March 1st through March 30th. So you can catch the end of the 50th anniversary celebration.
That's awesome. So if you're out there, you're looking to book your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or Disney Cruise Line adventure, or any cruise, save time and money and aggravation by taking advantage of Kristen's wealth of knowledge. Where can people email you to get you started on helping them book their next vacation?
They can contact me at themeparksandcruises@gmail.com.
That's wonderful. Don't forget, folks, today, our episode of Dining at Disney podcast is brought to you by our friends at Shure Microphones. Check them out at shure.com. They are provided the MB7 podcast microphone bundle. We've got a great stand as well as these awesome microphones that you can plug into your computer, your Mac, your PC, your tablet, your smartphone, what have you, and experience awesome professional quality audio. Used with the Shure Plus Motif app, you can dial in the perfect vocal tone. So if you're creating content or podcasting, what have you, or even stepping up your game on those conference calls at work on Zoom, this microphone won't let you down. It's super quiet and easy to use. I love it. The MV7 podcast microphone by Shure. Check them out at shure.com. The link is in our show notes. Also, our friends at Gator Framework Studio. This is the Gator Framework Studio Broadcast Center, and we have awesome stage ready desks. And I say stage ready, I mean they're ready for you to create content, all right, on your platform of choice. So go ahead and get that desk that you've always wanted for creating. Also music, lighting, gear, and AV equipment, as well as microphone stands and ring lights. They've got awesome ring lights for your content creators. Check them out. Give them a gift. Give a gift to yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. At GatorFrameworks.com. My throat is killing me right now.
Drink your water.
All right, we'll drink some water. How about that?
From the Gator Framework Studio in Music City.
Did I just play the wrong thing? I played the wrong thing, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It was supposed to stay on. No. Yes. No. Yes. This is right. Yes. This is the right button.
From the Gator Framework Studio in Music City, it's the Dining at Disney podcast.
You know the thing about good food?
I was for some reason was thinking, I don't know.
We're still live.
You'll discover all the best restaurants and food as you hungrily explore the Disney parks. Let's do this thing! The Dining at Disney podcast with your hosts, Kristen Hetzel, Bubba Alvarez, and Kat Arcori.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's a day. Welcome to the Dining at Disney podcast. I am Kristen, Disney park enthusiast, foodie, and travel expert.
It's late, y'all. Aljon Go, content creator, lifelong Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars fan. And I run the sound effects, apparently.
Sometimes.
If
you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Today, we are talking about 10 of our favorite news events, mainly having to do with food, for 2022. We started out just naming things, and it ended up being, oh, wait, we got to add this to the list. So it ended up being 10. So it sounds more like the Disney list episode.
It does. But before we get into that,
yes,
let's get into some facts about your show for this week. So we crunched the numbers in our Wrapped Podcaster by Spotify app thing, and there's some really cool factoids about the show that Kristen wasn't aware of. So let's go ahead and quiz Kristen on what's happening for Dining at Disney this year. So maybe you know these facts, maybe you don't, Kristen. We'll just have to see. Did you know that your podcast, if I can, they have these swirly graphics right now. And I wish they would just
It's
go
like,
ahead
just
and
get to the point.
get to the point. Can you guess what your number one show is
Yes,
for
it's
this
the
year?
Epcot International Food
You're
and
not
a
even
Wine
going to let
Festival.
me talk about the shows. You're just
Oh, I'm
gonna-
sorry. Okay, what are my
so
options?
Your options are Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, ranking Epcot's World Showcase pavilions, or the foodie guide to the Epcot International Food Wine Festival.
It's the first one.
Okay. So this episode was released when exactly? Yes. Epcot International Food and Wine Festival had 396 more streams than your average episode.
That's crazy. You know
What?
why? It's because everybody who's tuning in is all about food, and that festival has it in the name. It's all about the food.
All right. I almost feel like I should share my screen when we do this because that way they can see the graphics on the Spotify show. But your podcasters love to travel. Your podcast loves to travel, rather. So check out all of these great countries that Dining at Disney is claiming a hot spot. The U.S.,
22
Canada.
countries listen, which I think is pretty cool.
That is awesome. You're global, Kristen. You're global. The United States, in order: Canada, United Kingdom, Japan, and Brazil.
Now, I will say I know that Canada and the United Kingdom, they flip-flop throughout the year. They're
Okay.
always like neck and neck.
Well, this is what you ended up with this year.
Yes.
So there you go. There, it's, they edged out. So, of course, your highest podcast, all right, the highest rated podcast or ranked podcast for this year had 70% more listeners compared to the average week of Dining at Disney because people love Food and Wine Festival. And they say whoever's sharing is caring. Whoever said that definitely listens to the podcast. We have 53% shared the podcast over Twitter, 26 over Instagram, 8 over Facebook. So
It says my podcast is in the top 5% most shared globally. So I have a big thank you to all of you listening that share with your friends.
absolutely. So go ahead and keep it happening.
That is all you guys doing that.
So what number of listeners follow the podcast?
What are my options?
So you have 15%, 10%, or 5%?
15%.
The 15%? Let's see. Is it now? Yeah, it is 15%. You're in the top 10 most followed podcasts. That is a huge thing.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, FeedSpot ranked you in the top 10 last year. So what are the Dining at Disney podcast listeners like exactly? So let's talk about it and let's find out, shall we? The listener personalities are time travelers. Do you know that?
What
you know
does
what
that
time
mean?
travelers mean? It's a good question. Time travelers they seek out podcasts that are new to them, regardless of whether they're new or to the rest of the world.
Oh. So there's new people that when they tune in, sometimes they're tuning in to an old
older
episode. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that makes me happy to hear that because we try and do a lot of the weeks. You'll notice that one is a very current episode of news and what's going on and that kind of stuff. And then the other one is like a best of our favorites, must do's, that kind of thing. That
Evergreen,
is more
evergreen
yes.
content.
Yes.
Yes. So you released 4 video episodes this year, and there were 15 among the top 15 most viewed. And that's a lot for Spotify.
That's kind of crazy considering it's only 4 videos.
Yeah, and we are actually doing more videos. So if you subscribe to the Spotify link, you can actually see the video podcast kind of unedited live. So the blooper you heard at the very beginning of the show, we're going to keep it up there because I ain't editing it. Where I forget, because you have to, a lot of our listeners may not know, or well, they probably do know because they hear the promos, but we host multiple podcasts during a week. We host 2 episodes of Dining at Disney. We have the Disney list typically, and then I host a show with Dave Bossert called Skull Rock Podcast, where we talk to Disney filmmakers And
So you have 3 different boards in your one board.
Yeah. So I have 3 different sound presets. So sometimes I forget. And sometimes days like this, we usually record Thursday nights. So we do 2 episodes of Dining at Disney.
Tuesday night or Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights. Oh, it's Wednesday nights.
It used to be Thursday nights.
It used to be Thursday nights. So we launched the podcast, and that's why we're loopy right now, because we're exhausted and we're tired, but we just wanted to bring some content out to you. So anyway, maybe next year things will be a little bit better, but it's doubtful. We do it as a passion project, But anyway, there's a couple more different factoids that we can talk about with the podcast.
Okay.
And one of them would be, we saw a lot of gains this year.
Okay.
You want to talk about those? What do you see?
We are up 314% on hours.
And that's because we started doing multiple show drops. And some days we did actually 3. We did.
Yeah, we did that one time.
We did a couple times where we did 3 in 1 week.
We were up 222% for streams, up 200% in followers. That's awesome, guys. And up 135% in listeners. Yay! Give yourselves a round of applause.
Round of applause. How about that?
Yes.
That is awesome. Those are some great numbers. And you have something special about our fans that you can talk about. And that is that we're number 1 podcast for 26 of our listeners. Number 5.
Oh, wow.
A top 5 for 169 fans, and for 342 of our fans, we're a top 10 podcast, and that's big.
That is. I would not have realized that. That's awesome.
Yeah, because we have a lot of listeners, but that's great that people listen to us on the regular, which is cool. So it's been a great year. So thank you so much, everybody, for supporting our show. And that's just from Spotify, of course. Source of Radio helps promote us by giving us a space on the page and having us promote. And Disney Dorks have been super helpful and supportive. So, but of course you have too. And Lindsay, who is our, one of our producers for the show, because she donates to us on a regular basis through Anchor FM.
Yes.
That's amazing too. So over 78 episodes this past year, 3,000 minutes in over 22 countries, and up 314%. That is a huge leap for Dining at Disney. So congratulations. It deserves another round of applause. So thank you. And don't forget, usually we save this to the end, but leave us those reviews. Those 5-star reviews certainly help the algorithm. And that is certainly awesome and very helpful as well. So, Kristen.
Yes. You ready to talk?
Time to start talking about our top news stories.
Yes.
So I have some music to listen to. This is kind of like our big top story beats for this year. What do you think? Do you like that theme song?
Yeah, it works for me. Sounds like it should be in a Marvel movie.
Probably so.
Okay, so one of the big things this year was things became more normal in 2022. Not back to normal completely, but it's more normal. And that also meant the return of the Eat to the Beat concert series, which we all love. And with that, the return of the Eat to the Beat dining packages, which gave you that preferred seating.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is always one of the top stories for Dining at Disney historically. Eat to the Beat is usually number 2, with the just the reviews of, not the reviews, but just the announcement of all the different marketplaces opening up for the International Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. So this is great. We talked about this a lot, but do you have a particular favorite band from this past year from Eat to the Beat that you
Actually,
like?
the one that I would have really liked to have seen would have been on July 22nd and 23rd, Tonic, which was, they were a new new artist performing this year.
I could make a call if you want. I worked with him. I worked with Emerson. He lives in Nashville.
I do like the band Tonic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tonic too. That's a great band. Seen them play. And it would have been great to see Steve O'Gerry from Journey.
I knew you were going to say that one.
I've got the 2001 album and live record, Arrival, I think. Not Arrival, but it was one of those.
Actually, the other thing I think I would have liked to have seen, he's from NSYNC, I think.
Joey Fatone?
It would have been Joey Fatone and Friends.
Yeah, because Chris
I think that would have
Kirkpatrick.
been.
Didn't Chris Kirkpatrick join him on stage for that?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, because they ended up doing basically
in
NSYNC.
Nashville.
Yeah, they usually do stuff together, but they usually do the NSYNC set, and some covers and stuff. And he may have done some stuff for covers when he was on The Masked Singer.
I don't know, but he was awesome when he was on that. Like, it showed really what a talented singer he is.
Well, we are definitely
And-
looking. Yep, go ahead.
One of my all-time favorites performed as usual.
Billy Ocean?
No. Sugar Ray.
Oh, Sugar Ray. Oh, I was going to say. Don't you mean Starship featuring Mickey Thomas?
They didn't perform.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Where'd he go?
I don't know. So,
Okay.
one of the next big stories that we covered on the show was a look at Connections Cafe and Eatery. And when we talked about it in March, it was to be opening soon. And we soon were able to experience Connections Cafe on our last trip to Walt Disney World Resort. And I have to say, it wasn't bad.
What did you have? Do you remember?
I think you got me the Southwest burger.
That is right. I did.
And I remember that because we took our kids Boo and Jack Jack to Walt Disney World Resort, and that day our friends and sometimes contributor Megan,
Yes.
yeah, right, to the Instagram. Megan is is an annual pass holder to the parks and frequent cruiser.
Oh,
and
cool.
Cruises with Kristen, which is awesome. And she was there with her husband, and they ended up, helping us out while we did parent swap for Guardians of the Galaxy. And so you ordered the burger for me, and it was ready for me when I came out of the
And I
the
got
attraction.
the French bistro burger, which I often don't get like fast food burgers because I'm picky about my burgers, but it was really good. Like, I was glad that I ordered it. I thought it sounded good because it has caramelized onion, always delicious, bacon, which bacon makes everything better. And it had brie, and I love me some brie. And I did the salad with it too,
That's
for
good.
my side item instead of doing something like French fries.
Yeah, it's good.
The salad I was very happy with.
So overall,
I enjoyed it.
Okay, well, good.
I'd eat there again.
The kiddos seem to like it
Yeah.
as well. They also have some awesome shakes. Their coconut milk shake, as well as the apple pie gelato shake, and the agua fresca, which is nice. The watermelon agua fresca and the cucumber Thai basil cooler. But some would say the Connections Cafe doesn't have any personality because of its open concept, and there's a lot of windows and kind of open air spaces, which is, so they say it doesn't have personality, but honestly, I like the modern open concept a lot. It's clean looking. You can see from place to place. It's very spacious, seemingly, even though I say it's very spacious, but Electric Umbrella was very claustrophobic.
It was also dark.
It's very dark.
It was very, very different from this new design. And I like the new design.
It's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It feels fresh and clean.
That's what I was just going to say. Very clean.
Very fresh and clean. And I like
So
the look
fresh
a
and
lot.
so clean.
Okay. But anyway, that was also another top story for us.
Okay. So another news story was that the Disney Wish had its inaugural sailing this year,
That's
which
awesome.
also meant new delicious places to eat.
True. And
So-
one of these days you'll be able to maybe cruise on that particular liner.
I can't wait till that
That'll
happens.
be nice. That'll be nice because you've been on several Disney cruises, and it would be really nice to be able to experience this one, especially since it's a new cruise liner. I love the new cruise liners.
So the restaurants that they have here are 1923. There's Cove Cafe, Palo. You have Arendelle, a frozen dining adventure, Enchanté, and that is an adults only restaurant.
Inspired by Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, because that's what he says.
Yes, that's right.
There's also the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge and Worlds of Marvel.
That's awesome.
Yes. So we did talk about the menus and things like that. So if you're really wanting to know more about the rotational dining and the different restaurants, go back and check out that particular episode.
That's awesome. Another one that we ended up talking about in our top stories for 2022 is the return of buffets at the Walt Disney World Resort.
I am so glad.
Lo and behold, buffets are back. So once again, instead of serving dining experiences like, I guess, character dining is pretty prevalent when it comes to the buffets, you now can go in and get it instead of having the food served family style to you. So like the Liberty Tree Tavern is family style restaurant, and they bring the food out to you. At least it was when we went. And now the buffets are open. So you can help yourself to, as much strawberry soup you want over there at 1900 Park Fair. If you so want it. Or, all kinds of, what is it?
I don't believe that they've reopened yet.
Oh, they haven't over at 1900 Park Fair? You're right. They haven't reopened yet.
I haven't seen anything about it reopening.
But Boma's reopened.
Boma is.
So you can get
and
a lot
Tusker
of those.
House is now back to
Tusker Houses.
to buffet.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. But, over at Boma, then you can get all those little malted chocolate domes you want. So there you go.
I don't know why this one's clicked.
Which one is that?
I don't know. There's nothing there. Let's see. Oh, this one. New restaurant coming.
So this is actually a restaurant that has different restaurants open around the United States. But it is Rosa Mexicano. And this location has an elevated fiesta dining experience from, I guess, founding chef Josefina Howard's vision that includes Mexican culinary traditions and authentic Mexican heritage, bringing that to the world. So they have the world, if you will.
This will be opening early of 2023, and that's going to be over at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin. I am very excited about this. I love me some good Mexican food.
Well, apparently a lot of our listeners at Dining at Disney podcast like this story as well, because it was a top rated episode or top listened to episode this past year. Now, Rosa Mexicano currently has locations in New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Maryland, and other locations coming over the next year or so to Connecticut, Virginia, North Carolina, Las Vegas as well. And that is really cool. Now, it used to be called over there in Walt Disney World the Fresh Mediterranean Market in the Dolphin Hotel. So it's going to be taking up that same space. And you're right, Kristen. I love great Mexican food, 100%. And so this is going to be great when we get a chance to go back and check out the Dolphin, because we do love the Dolphin Hotel for sure. And maybe one of these days we'll stay there with the kiddos, but we definitely want to get some Mexican food. And the kids love Mexican food.
Yes, they do.
It's awesome.
Jack, he loves refried beans. He's our little bean baby. He loves to eat, but he likes they have to be flavorful. He doesn't want to just eat plain beans.
No.
He'll take that. His sister, she'll take all the meat.
Mhm.
She's our meat eater.
Okay.
So one of the craziest things I think that we saw happen in 2022 that was very random was the Figment popcorn bucket and the madness of long lines and people walking out with ridiculous numbers of them and turning around and selling them on eBay. Now, I saw one listed being sold for $1,500 on eBay. But I will tell you, as of right now, there are still plenty of these on eBay. No longer are they trying to sell them for that much. They're still not, like, people still aren't selling them on the cheap. The most expensive one I have found, just glancing at this, is $315.
Oh my!
A lot of them are going for around $200. The least expensive one, it looks to be $86.
Well, for a limited edition popcorn bucket that looks like Figment that Dreamfinder used to carry with him, plus the popcorn bucket Figment lanyard attached to him, man, it makes it a super cool and unique collectible. So I get it. I don't get.
This was for Flower and Garden too, right?
It was released. This is what, January is when it was posted. January 15th. So this
Oh, it
is
was Festival of the
literally
Arts.
Yeah, Festival of the Arts.
Gosh, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. Okay.
Yeah, right. But January
Wow.
15th is when the story broke and we covered it on the show. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I hope they bring it back.
Oh, well, maybe.
They need to. It was cute. Or at least bring another version of him back. I want one.
One of the most controversial things that happened that was food related was not anywhere near a Disney park, but rather a Disney cast member making a comment on a financial call for the for Disney shareholders.
Yes. Christine McCarthy, the Walt Disney World Company CFO, decided to say that the portion sizing, them cutting those down and making them smaller, is going to be good for some people's waistlines.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have the quote right there.
Oh, okay. Well, you read it then.
It says, quote, "Since COVID, when we've done takeout restaurants, the portion sizes have gotten smaller and the food is of poor quality." Oh, I hate it when the monitor jumps around. Are the food places table service the same? Have you noticed that you're given less before? Or is it, oh, wait a minute. This is posted to Reddit. I'm totally clueless here. So yes, Kristen's right. And I am lost because my monitor jumped around. So I don't even know where I am in this article anymore. Yeah, dude, I am so tired. I'm worn out. It is the last show of the year, is it not? Is this our last show of the year?
This is our last show.
Oh, God. We're going out on a high note, folks. But yes, you're right. Kristen did say, yeah, notice smaller portion sizes, and it's supposed to be, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care for that comment, and I'm really hoping that she's not being primed for taking over Bob Iger's position as
Oh, she's the lady that just looks mean and grumpy all the time. Every time I see her, she looks very unhappy.
Hey, don't judge a book by its cover. Rather, what you say. Actions speak louder than words. That's a big long
they-
silence here. So
Everything applied to her.
everything applied to her. Okay.
Everything applies to her.
All right, let's just move on.
What she says, what she does. There we go.
Let's just move on.
Help.
What are you doing with my mouse?
Help.
Okay. What happened to all my stories? Did you close it all?
No, I did not close
What did
anything.
you
It
do?
separated it from the other
Oh,
window.
okay. All right, fine. Good.
Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yes.
Yep. That launched this year.
So there was a lot of really interesting things in regards to Galactic Star Cruiser that was, I shall we just, I mean, it was just hot take city, right? First, it was the announcement of the Galactic Star Cruiser, then the pricing, then the horrible promotional videos
Oh my
with that kid from the
gosh.
Goldbergs out there trying to, basically sell us on this whole concept and living out our Star Wars, story and paying an arm and a leg for a freaking drink, like $5,000 for a cocktail that comes in a ice bucket. It's like the strangest thing. And I hope that maybe Disney will come around to making this, paywall experience a little bit more affordable, maybe for most people. But even if they don't, that's fine. I mean, hey, look, I understand that there are awesome cast members that are working there. We know people that work there. It's a cool experience. It looks really cool if you're into that whole kind of escape room cosplay vibe. I think I feel like in order to get the most out of it, you kind of have to play the role and suspend your disbelief and just roll along with it as if you were part of the show. Dress up and have your outfit for this very expensive virtual cruise.
So you mentioned awesome cast members.
Uh-huh.
And this is slightly off topic,
Mm-hmm.
but did you see that Lisa Reed, who we met over at Disney's Coronado Springs, that as of today, which we're recording this on not Thursday.
You mean our favorite cast member? Our favorite cast member,
December
Lisa Reed?
14th, she has retired from the Walt Disney World Company today.
What?
Yes, she retired.
Oh. Did she post that on Facebook?
Yes, she did.
Oh. Congratulations, Lisa. We miss you.
Yes, she is awesome. One of the best cast members we have ever met. Okay.
Wow, that I'm kind of taken back by that, but that's awesome. Did you comment on her
Yes,
Facebook
I did,
page?
of course. I let her know that she always made our stays the most magical and memorable at Coronado Springs.
Did you send her a picture of her kids?
No, I have not.
You should. She's great. Anyway,
Okay.
so here's a foodie that ended up leaving for a couple years and came back, and this is just my way of kind of tying it all together because Bob Iger does love Disney food, and he really likes cast members and makes sure to let cast members know. And by the way, I had an Imagineer that we've had on the show, not this show, but on Skull Rock podcast, kind of make mention, and he was a designer, for Disney theme parks for a while, and he had said that Bob Chapek never took the opportunity to get to know the Imagineers, would never shake their hands or talk to them or anything like that, but Bob Iger did.
Wow.
So basically he wasn't crying when he found out that Bob Chapek was getting let go during the Elton John concert last month, and then Bob Iger came back to kind of take the reins back over the Walt Disney Company, returning as CEO. And there you go. That was big news that one Bob was replaced by the old Bob.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. All I can say is I sure hope this means with the return of Bob Iger, comes the return of the Disney dining plan.
Well, I think
I am ready for that to come back.
I think Josh D'Amaro has something to say about that.
I
so
also want Tables in Wonderland to come back.
there you go. There's a lot of things that could come back, and
Those
only
are two big ones for foodies.
only time will tell,
Oh, yeah.
because this is a quiet time. Holiday season is usually a very, dry period for news. A lot of people are talking about the holidays and the impact of the economy and things of that nature. So there's a lot of spending going on around family and friends around this time. So there's not a lot of vacation news per se. And Disney has been pretty quiet, I think, around this time period. There's been talks about shuffling some certain things around Disney Plus and the movies released for Disney over this next year, as opposed to DC, which everybody's talking about James Gunn and the shakeups going on at DC right now. But, this is viewed as a very positive turn of events. So Bob Iger returns as CEO. This happened late in November 20th. And it's definitely an exciting time. Now, Bob Iger is only supposed to be there for a couple years, but that's flexible. He has to make sure that whoever they install as the next CEO to take over the Walt Disney Company is the right person, has the right temperament, has the right feeling of what the cast members and what the fans of Disney want, and listen. And take inventory and really make the best decisions for the company and put their very best foot forward in every press release and every press junket.
Yes.
And not look like a douchebag. So
Not look like a greedy person.
Yes, it's important.
So I have to mention this. It has nothing to do with anything other than this is what's on our screen. So we're on the ABC News website with this article. And to the side, it says top stories. Now, most of these top stories here are like very serious, things going on in the country, in the world. However, one of these news stories is not serious, but I'm so glad it's there because it's just something to make people smile, because it says kitten doesn't approve of Christmas tree with umbrella base. It's a top story. I think that's amazing. And these 5 stories, all the other ones are awful. And this one is the one that is like, it's about a cat. Who doesn't love cats?
Well, that's why it's a top story. That's why it's a top story. People
I know.
like
I'm
it
just
and they share
mentioning
it.
So if you need some happiness, check
levity.
that out. Check that out.
Well, if you wanted some levity, you came to the right place. You definitely came to the right place. It's good stuff. Speaking of happy and cheery, happy holidays, everyone. We're so happy and glad that you decided to check out the Dining at Disney podcast. Don't forget, we have 2 episodes that drop every single week. So once again, we would really appreciate you subscribing to our show, liking and sharing, and once again, clicking that bell for notifications whenever we post new content. Krista, I'll let you get away with it. Next paragraph. I stole your thunder.
I see that. You're trying to take over.
I stole your
This
script.
isn't your show. This is my show. You
I can't
can
help
lead in the other shows you do.
I can't help it.
This
It's
one,
just,
I'm the boss lady here.
Okay, I know. I'm sorry. It's just, it's late and my mind is automatically running into like these scenarios of autopilot. So I'm having a hard time.
Yes, and I just want to remind everybody, this is our last episode for 2022, and we will be back in 2023 with all new, fun, delicious discussions.
Yeah.
If you have enjoyed this show and you enjoy what we do, please support us. You can do so by becoming a sponsor on Anchor or doing your holiday shopping. I know there's some of you with last minute shopping still going on. You can shop our links. We've got Amazon, Disney Store, and if you're visiting Walt Disney World, we have Kingdom strollers and garden grocers for your needs. As far as Dining at Disney, you can find us at diningatdisney.com, and we're on all of your favorite social media platforms. Let's see. Yes, and you can follow Bubba at big_Bubba_B. And you can also follow Kat at CAT_ASTROPHE.
Looking forward to having the whole entire crew back in the new year. So I'm excited.
I know.
about
I'm
that.
sad they're not here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a very busy and challenging year for everybody. But we want to thank them as well for always being there to contribute to Dining at Disney podcast. And it's been a lot of fun. We've had a very fun year. And we look forward to carrying it on to next year. So you can find me at AlJohnGo on Instagram. You can also check out my other podcasts that we host. Kristen and I host the Disney List every single week, and we're going to post a best of show. We post a couple best of shows over the past couple of weeks because we've been busy with the kids and the holidays. But we will have a year-end wrap-up show coming to you soon, and then we'll be back at it with new episodes of the Disney List. And then, and if you want it, we'll give it to you, right? I mean, if you want the Disney List, we'll give it to you. And if you want more of Disney and pop culture, check out Dave Bossert of Disney Creative, award-winning author and animator, with me hosting Skull Rock Podcast, where every week we take a delve into pop culture and what's streaming, what's in theaters, as well as behind the scenes of some of your favorite Disney films and attractions. Every week we have Imagineers and artists and stuff who contributed to some of the biggest blockbuster hits from Disney. So be sure to check that out, Skull Rock Podcast. Also check out Kat's podcast as well, Eat the Pictures. It is an awesome podcast because it has to do with film and food, a lot of it from Disney as well as Marvel and Star Wars, but also other pop culture franchises and films as well. And she does a great job of keeping you entertained with how food ties into the greatest movies you've seen or have yet to see. Eat the Pictures podcast. Don't forget to give all of those podcasts 5-star reviews and sign up and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. Anytime, Kristen.
I thought I was going to let you do the rest.
Oh, well, you didn't give me that look.
You can do the next
hey,
two
don't
things.
forget to join our Facebook group.
I'll close it out.
You've got the wine, so it's cool. Like, there's this awkward long pause. So don't forget to join the Facebook group there at the Dining at Disney podcast Facebook group. It's free. Join up. It's great. Also, the Disney Dorks is a great group of Disney friends and family, as well as the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone. And you can also check out Sorcerer Radio at srsounds.com for helping support the Dining at Disney podcast. And once again, for all of your travel, Disney, Universal, cruise travel, vacation travel for those theme parks, be sure you email Kristen to save time and money. themeparksandcruises@gmail.com. And her services and her quotes are free. So please check that out. Until next time, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year.
Bon appetit.
There you go.
The information and opinions expressed in this podcast are for entertainment and informational purposes. All other trademarks mentioned are the property of their respective owners.